Welcome back to Saturday Headlines. Funny, at the end of the second period on the Toronto show, Chris Cuthbert said, coming up, Ron and Elliotte. And I said, don't drag me into this, Chris. Listen.
You're on the screen too, so you take half the blame.
Well, go ahead.
All right, so you always ask, you say, okay, who's busy? What teams are active this week? And this week, the number one answer was Devils. A lot of balls in the air, really looking around to see what's out there. Now, among their targets, they're believed to include two players from Nashville, Steven Stamkos, who has say over this, and Ryan O'Reilly, who's been promised verbally say over this. But once Vancouver announced that they were open for business, sent that email around to the league, I do believe there was a conversation, at least one, between the Devils and the Canucks about Quinn Hughes. And I stress, I do not believe there is anything imminent. I don't even know that they're anywhere far along. But I do believe that conversation was had about where things stand and where they might be going. Now, also, it should be mentioned with the Devils, because of their injury and cap situation, they're dollar in, dollar out. So if they're bringing in somebody, they're going to have to remove people. And I think that's why there's so much time around the Devils. They got a lot going on.
And you have nothing, Elliotte, from the New Jersey side. What would be the return if ever Quinn Hughes were to leave?
No.
You don't even want to go there.
You're really, you see, that's why you're taking half the blame.
That's right. Okay, Edmonton, the goaltender.
Look, there's been a lot of noise around Tristan Jarry in the last 24 to 48 hours, so I just spent some time going down a rabbit hole to try to figure out what was going on here. I do think there's legitimate Edmonton interest in Jarry, but I think it is extremely complicated and might not be possible, mainly because Pittsburgh has indicated it will not retain. He's got 2 more years at $5.375 million, and the Penguins are not willing to retain. Now, for those of you who are Oilers fans, you know what that means, that it might not be possible because Edmonton would have to do some roster surgery to get it done, and right now, because of their own injury and cap situation, they're really stuck. So, like I said, I believe there's interest in Jarry. I just don't know if it's going to be possible. And one of the reasons I don't believe it's possible because I don't think it's a Skinner for Jarry situation. I believe the Oilers, what they would like to do, if they ever could do this, would be to pair Skinner with Jarry. So, again, there's interest, but I don't know, and I'm not convinced it's going to be possible.
Very good. You and Kyle on the podcast talked a lot about the number one question you get just about everywhere is Connor Bedard going to make the Olympic team for Canada? The number 2 question clearly is the NHL even going to Milan? What's the latest?
Well, yeah, I think they are. Like, obviously this week, our teammates, Real Kipper and Bourne, Peter DeBoer was on there, and he sent off a wild set of a couple of days on stories about the ice surface. And you know what? There was another meeting yesterday, Ron, the League, the Players Association, the IOC, the IIHF, and again, the League and the Players Association were assured that the arena will be ready, although both believe there still has to be a lot of work done. Now, the ice size, we know it's not exactly what was in the agreement, but the 197 feet, NHL players have dealt with this before, including recently in Sweden when the Penguins and the Predators were there. And, you know, what they did was they kept the O zones the same and they shrunk the neutral zones to fit the ice. And, you know, Ron Hainsey, who's the Assistant Athletic Executive Director of the Players Association, I spoke to him today and he said, look, like in those situations in the past, we have not received player complaints. So that's the important thing. So he doesn't believe that ultimately the size and the dimensions are going to be an issue. Where I think there is a lot more concern is about the ice itself. There is a test event that's supposed to be held there from January 9th to 11th, and I think that test event is going to be critical, very important in determining how good this ice is going to be. If you take a look at the schedule, there's going to be some women's games played before the men's tournament starts at this rink, but you take a look at this, like nothing they're going to do beforehand is going to compare to mostly NHL players playing 5 games in 30 hours to open the men's Olympic tournament February 11th and 12th. That's the worry. And what Hainsey conveyed to me today was, and I think this is the key quote, the health and safety of our players while playing on any ice surface will not be compromised. So I think while everybody here is saying we're still going and we hope this is all going to work out and be a great tournament, I still do believe the quality of the ice, Ron, is the number one concern.
Also, really good. So John Cooper, among the many who had funny pressers this week dealing with the hand pass issue.
Yeah, so I'm concerned about where this is going because I think it's confusing for everybody. I think it's confusing for players, fans, everyone. So this is today, and the key thing here is that one of the linesmen waves it off, So this goal is counts 4-2 after the Marchand puck tip. And you know, Dean Evison looked like he was going to have a heart attack, and he was furious after the game. Florida came back and won. So the reason the Lightning and their fans are angry is because this happened on Thursday night. Brandon Hagel with the puck nearly hitting him, and he knocks it down, and Kucherov scores a couple seconds later, but it got disallowed. And I looked at this too, and I said, how? Now, this is the precedent for today's call. This is November 21st, or 2024. This Sharon Govich goal is allowed to stand after he touches the puck. It hits his glove and it goes backwards. So that's the precedent. Peter Laviolette didn't like it, and overall, I don't like it. This is the one I think about a lot. This goal was allowed to stand, and a bunch of Lightning fans sent it to me, actually. Michael Matheson, he's not trying to play the puck. The puck hits his glove, and this is a winning goal for Montreal and Buffalo, and was allowed to stand. And maybe, Ron, like, you know, if I was a player or I worked for a team, if I was even in the league, I'd be looking at this right now and I'd be saying, we have to stop this. It's too confusing. And maybe it's just as simple as the Matheson standard is what matters. Like, he's not trying to play the puck. It hits him. If you try to play the puck and you knock it somewhere and your team gains an advantage, maybe you say, look, it doesn't count, and that's the one that counts. Because I don't like where we're going, and if it's Game 7 of a series and that happens, a lot of people are going to be furious.
As it stands now, there's two criteria. One is directing the puck specifically. The other is to gain an advantage. If it goes off the glove and you gain an advantage on the play, and that's what John was kind of ignoring on the Tampa situation. But, yeah, they'd have to change that, eliminate one or the other or both. Okay, finally the Heritage.
Yeah, so this is new news. Nobody is aware of this. This is the Heritage Classic coming next season in Winnipeg. I love the last one. I know I'm going to love this one. October 25th, 2026, the Montreal Canadiens in Winnipeg to face the Jets. I saw a story, I don't know who wrote it, I actually would want to credit them, but the Jets were talking about how they'd love to have Dustin Byfuglien be involved. That would be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, it got out, but as someone said to me, Elliotte, you do it to others, now you had it done to you.
You think you're a great journalist. Let's look at our great journalist, Paul Bissonnette, our special guest tonight. This was the hill to be saved, and of course, being neutral as he is, impartial, objective, this was Biss's reaction to the Toronto goaler stopping Bolduc. He and Kevin and Jen coming up next.